On this day, October 1st, 1904, in Santa Rosa de Copan, the doctor and poet Dr. José Antonio Peraza, ex-Minister of Health and author of Páginas del CAMINO, was born. He was born on November 1st, 1904, in Santa Rosa de Copan. His parents were José Antonio Peraza Navarro and Zulema Casaca Orellana. He got married with Miss Eva Zelaya, with whom he had 5 children: Felipe Antonio, Eva Zulema, Mario Augusto, Florencia Acacia, and María Isabel. Primary studies are carried out in Santa Rosa de Copan and San Pedro Sula. His secondary studies were carried out at the Álvaro Contreras Institute in his hometown. Later, he traveled to Guatemala to continue his medical studies at the University of San Carlos de Borromeo, where he studied his professional career. He obtained his degree of Doctor in Medicine, Surgery, and Pharmacy in Tegucigalpa on February 12, 1929. In 1929, he began his work as a doctor in San Pedro Sula. He traveled to France and Spain in 1931 and part of 1932, in whose medical services he made postgraduate studies in children's medicine. In 1937, he attended as a guest at the meeting of the German Ibero-American Academy in Berlin, Germany. From 1944 to 1947, he immigrated as a political asylee to Guatemala and Cuba, the latter country in which he specialized in parasitology and tropical disease. From 1947 to 1949, directed by the eminent Cuban parasitologist Pedro Coury Almeja, awarded a scholarship by the San Carlos de Borromeo University of Guatemala to the Calixto Garcia Hospital in Havana, Cuba. From 1955 to 1958, he served as Ambassador of Honduras to Spain. In 1965 to 1971, he held the portfolio of the Ministry of Public Health and Social Assistance of Honduras. During this period, key steps were taken to achieve the functioning of the Hospital Materno Infantil, preventing it from becoming a general hospital. The first is the meeting with the Fight Committee of the Honduran Pediatric Association, formed by Dr. Carlos Rivera Williams, Dr. Roberto Mejia Duron, and Dr. Carlos Delgado, where he expresses his sympathy for the position of the pediatric, and second, the meeting that it provokes between Head of State Oswaldo López Arellano, the Struggle Commission, and the Minister of Health, where he first guarantees the government's decision in the same direction. Both meetings were held in April and June 1961, culminating in the inauguration of Hospital Materno Infantil in April 1969. Dr. Peraza appointed Drs. Carlos Delgado and Carlos Rivera Williams as members of the Hospital Management and Equipment Committee. In addition to the above, Dr. José Antonio Peraza facilitated the operation in the first years, improving as much as possible the budgetary aspects. It should be noted that Dr. Peraza belonged to the highest intellectual circles of the country, being the founder of the Masonic Lodge of San Pedro Sula and the San Pedrana Medical Society. As ambassador of Honduras to Spain, he attended the professorship of the eminent Spanish physician Gregorio Marañón, with whom he maintained a close friendship until the day of his death. Dr. Marañón, before he died, wrote him a note saying, "Friend Peraza, his absence magnifies his memory." He died in San Pedro Sula on March 25, 1981, at the age of 76. This was a day in the history of Honduras.